Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am the microphone messiah, Phillip Antoine. I'm joined by a former Bullet Cast champion, Brandon Atticus Simp Boss, whatever we're calling him. And this is our recap of WWE Hell in the Cell 2022. Atticus was right. At some point in time within the next 48 hours, we would get one out to you. Yesterday was grandma's birthday. Had to do that. Then I went out to Full Queer in Pacheco at the East Bay Pro Academy. Shout out to everybody that was involved with that. It was a tight show. But yes, we're here to talk Hell in the Cell. First of all, Atticus, how are you doing today?
Philip, doing just fine. How are you doing?
I'm cool, man. I'm cool. I got a training sesh later on. With the personal trainer. So your boys looking forward to getting back to the way I used to be back in the day.
Because it's Hoochie Daddy Summer or whatever they're calling it on the internet these days.
Wait, what? What is this? What is this?
It's on nondescript, non-segregated TikToks
it's on the talk tick.
Yeah, it's on all the TikToks.
The talk
not just a certain type of racial TikTok or something that I've been accused of over the past.
It's the talk tick.
The talk tick.
You got to say like an old person. The talk tick or the chat snap?
The tick tacking. I've been tick tacking.
The chat snap. Do you still have the chat snap?
I don't know.
I remember once.
No.
Once it was quite a few years ago. Brandon sent me a chat snap of him watching some old WCW. It was a fantastic time.
That's what I used to do, the chat snap.
Yep.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. So let's get into it. We're just going to talk about the biggest thing first. Cody Rhodes tore his pectoral muscle while training, and he wrestled a Hell in the Cell match. What's the timestamp on the match?
24 minutes, 20 seconds. By far the longest match of the show.
He wrestled 24 minutes and 22 seconds.
Sure, why not? We'll give it an extra 2 seconds. He deserves it.
24-20. Okay. With a torn pectoral muscle. Yo, shout out to Cody, bro. He tweeted out after the match for the love of the game, and that's exactly what all that was. So Atticus, what were your thoughts when you heard Cody was injured, and then what were your thoughts when you saw the injury?
Well, I didn't hear anything beforehand because we had a Los Padres game. So I
shout
out, kind of. I turned on the game, or turned on the show, and I was like, oh. Then they were bringing up this Cody thing like it was knowledge. I was like, oh, I must have missed something. So I checked it, and I was like, oh, he tore his pec. And it was weird because I guess there was some reporting, but then WWE's out here clarifying that he heard it on Monday, but then really tore it during weight training. And yeah, I mean, shout out Cody. He wasn't like selling it too much. Like you could tell he was kind of favoring a little bit, but then obviously when he took the jacket off, it's like this big viral moment that's just all over the internet of his chest just purple and red and blue, just taste the rainbow.
A little blackish
over there on Cody's titty. And
yes.
I'm no doctor, but apparently since it was just a full-blown tear off the bone, he couldn't hurt it anymore. So it was just a pain tolerance / if he wanted to do it, he could do it. And it was definitely a moment that will live on forever. And this match this match was a classic match, not in terms of the in-ring work. The in-ring work was fine. It was a good, solid match, but just, Cody, the injury, the story, the grittiness, this match will be remembered for a long time.
Yeah, man. Can we say this is one of the better Hell in the Cell matches we've had in the last couple of years?
Well, that ain't saying much. I don't exactly remember what last year's Hell in a Cells were, but I mean,
it was Roman and Ray on SmackDown, and then it was Drew and Bobby Lashley.
So yeah, I mean, even like the past couple years, we haven't had like the most stellar Hell in a Cell matches. I mean, I know like 19 because I was there in 19. We had the infamous Seth Bray Wyatt one. I mean, usually like the women's matches have been.
Weren't you there for the Becky Sasha one?
Yeah, I was gonna say the women's matches recently, when they had Hell in a Cell matches, have really stood out. Like Sasha and was it Sasha and Becky? Sasha and Becky had a really good one when I was there. I think Sasha had another one with Bailey, like in 18.
During the pandemic, that was tight. The first one with Sasha and Charlotte was tight, but yeah, man. This was it was fun. They told a nice story with the pec. I mean, Cody getting whipped and breaking out the bull rope like his daddy used to, and the sledgehammer and giving Seth a pedigree. Just everything, even like him going for the Cody cutter, and you could tell, like, oh my god, I shouldn't have done that. Just everything played into the story.
Yeah, they told a really nice story. It was a Hell in a Cell match that turned into a bull rope match for a couple minutes, and I think they did a good job. Cody, um, was working pretty much the entire match. It was one arm. Sometimes he would use the other arm, and they did some nice spots where Seth pulled out a kendo stick and was whacking him with it.
Yeah.
And like, I've never had a torn pec. I mean, obviously it looked gruesome, so I don't know exactly how much. Oh, it looks like the mailman's here, but yeah, I thought it was fantastic.
No, yeah, absolutely. Just him getting hit like with the kendo stick on the pec. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that hurt. That looks like it hurts a tremendous deal. What are your thoughts on Seth and the polka dots?
Seth is the ultimate troll. We was it WrestleMania or Royal Rumble? He did the shield stuff,
yeah.
And so now he's doing the polka dots shtick. So it was cute, which is kind of Seth Rollins' character right now. So it was a look.
I'm gonna need him to rock a polka dot suit. You see, here's the thing. Cody clean sweep 3-0 against Seth. They had 3 great pay-per-view matches, but I mean, with the torn pec, I would have called the audible. I would have had Seth win this.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh, he has a torn pec. He's going to be out for a while. Give the win to Seth. That would make sense. He has the out of the injury. Yeah. But then looking back on it, it's like, I think they made the right choice. I think having Cody win was the better decision, because right now Seth and his character is not like in a good place. And yes, I know the roster is very thin and you need to build up people. And Seth, he could garner some, something out of it. But I think what Cody does for continuing on, winning the series 3-0, going away for however long it's going to be, I do think that having Cody win this match was ultimately the right decision, but yeah, I would not have scoffed if they gave it to Seth.
I'm just saying, like, you could have got 2 more matches out of the series. Cody loses, goes away for however long it takes to recover from a torn pec. You do a fourth. Seth squeaks away with the win on that one, and then all right, then you have a rubber match. You get a fifth. You get a best of 5.
I think getting it to 3 was pushing it.
What? And now with you don't remember the best of 7 between Orton and Booker? Or no, it was Orton. It was Orton and Benoit. Orton was wrestling for Booker. Man, the best of 7 with Sheamus and Cesaro? Come on, man.
But those weren't main event, the top storylines on every single show. They were just kind of having matches to have matches. And this story has been the focal point overall, where they have to fill out segments and do talking. And
we could have got 2 more matches out of it if Seth had won. I mean, you space it out for a couple months. He theoretically, once June, he won't be back to like maybe early September. Do one at the Castle show. Seth beats him. Then you can stretch it to like, I don't know. Are they doing something in December?
I think you're underestimating the recovery time for a torn pec, because I think he's going to be gone for much longer than that. I think maybe not the earliest he could return by, but I think the perfect time would be Cody returning for the Royal Rumble, winning it.
Oh, you eliminate Seth, yeah.
Who knows what's up with Rock and Roman, but if it's Cody, Roman for the title at WrestleMania, I think that would make a ton of sense. It'd be a big match. And I know I kept banging the drum for him to be the Money in the Bank winner, but Money in the Bank is more of a heel, construct, and a babyface coming back, winning the Royal Rumble off an injury. Triple H 2002. The story writes itself.
Yeah,
and we all know Cody loves his love/hate letters to Triple H. I mean, even this match was kind of like that.
Triple H is his favorite wrestler.
With the sledgehammers, we got a pedigree. So, Cody has the love-hate relationship with Triple H, and so him kind of reverting back 21 years later, Royal Rumble 23, coming off the torn pec, winning the Royal Rumble, I think would be beautiful.
Got a spine on the pan. A spine on the pan. All right, we talked about the big stuff. Let's talk about the rest of the show now.
So there was no pre-show. I did not see anything. I kind of turned it on late, but luckily by the time I turned the show on, we were getting entrances for the first match of the show, and that would be the triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair defending against Asuka and Becky Lynch. This one goes 18:55, second longest match of the night, and I think this was the best match of the night. These women just balls to the wall. As soon as the bell rang, they just went at it. Bianca gets the win with the old steal the finisher pin off of Becky Lynch by pinning Asuka. Did not like the finish, especially with the babyface champion doing that. But overall, the other 18 minutes, 45 seconds was phenomenal.
I mean, Bianca did all right. I'm tired of you throwing me out the ring and trying to capitalize off of my momentum. I'm going to do it to you.
Once again, finding a bubble, but it seems like every single triple threat match WWE has ends in that way. It's very much eye rolling.
No, that's not true.
No, of course not, because they're very good at diversifying their finishes.
I can name quite a few of them that have never ended that way.
Within the last 5 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The Shield triple threat. The triple threat with Ambrose, Cena, and AJ Styles for the WWE title. The triple threat with Styles, Ty Dillinger, and Baron Corbin for the US title. Come on. Which it was at
what about in like the last 2 years?
2017. What are you talking about?
Well, I said 5 years, but now I'm short. I'm handcuffing you more. Here we go.
Okay.
The more recently?
Strowman, Lashley, and Drew for the WWE Championship. There you go. Boom. Yep.
I don't remember any of that, but
wow.
I just know
wow.
It was a cliche finish to have, someone looks good by hitting their move. They should have won, but then the other person tosses them out.
My God. Roman, Edge, and Daniel Bryan. Boom. There you go.
Good job. At the main event of WrestleMania, they delivered a solid finish for a triple threat match. Kudos. Everyone clap it up for WWE.
Stacked him and he smashed him.
Clap it up.
Yes, sir. The match was fun. I enjoyed it. Shout out Bianca. The EST going up against big time Bex and the Empress of Tomorrow.
Yeah. How long can she be the Empress of Tomorrow? She's been here a while. When she can be the Empress of Today?
When's she gonna be the Empress of Yesterday?
I mean, she's a former champion, so I guess she has been an Empress before. I don't know.
When can she just be the Empress?
Take it up with the delegation. Can
we call her the Empress of Strong Style?
No. We already have Shinsuke. We can't.
Well, he's no longer a king, so.
King Woods is no longer a king, so we're kingless. We need a new king.
King Woods. I missed that. Hit row. Moving on.
I was going to ask, what do we do because they kind of put two feuds together with Becky and Asuka, with Bianca, who apparently was supposed to wrestle Naomi at this match. So where does Bianca go? And is Asuka and Becky still continue her thing, or does this kind of just meld into Money in the Bank and Asuka and Becky are in that match now?
Man, Bianca wrestles Asuka. That's what happens, and Bianca beats her,
even though Asuka was the one that got pinned.
Yeah.
Moving on, we get a handicap match between Becky Lynch, Bobby Lashley, and Omos at MVP.
So I saw the rap. He said, "I saved you from your blonde wife." I'm like, oh, made you champ twice. I was like, oh, he's cooking him. MVP with the bars. Cedric Alexander came out in this match and got involved. Lashley spearing Omos, putting the hurt lock on MVP. I think this wraps up the feud. What an ovation for the Almighty at the end of this. He grabbed that fans replica title. Lashley's calling his shot, bruh. I think things are about to get interesting.
Yeah, I mean, with Cody's injury, I think you have to look at the depth chart and see where everybody kind of lands. Now everyone has to get pulled up. One, especially with Raw being the well, WWE is the Romanless show, but even more so over there on Raw. And I think they're going to elevate Lashley to kind of be that guy. Maybe AJ Styles or Finn Balor as well. So the match itself, it was okay. I mean, pretty much what you would expect. Lashley beating MVP. Omos didn't get hurt. That's all we can ask for, I guess. I think this might be contender for the worst spear through the barricade timekeepers area spot in history. Like Omos did not look very, whatever. He didn't look very coordinated doing that.
Well, he didn't try to spear him. He just shoved him.
Well, spot into the timekeeper barricade area. I understand,
he's
you're 7
big
feet
and
tall.
gigantic. It's not
7
supposed
feet
to
tall.
look.
Can't teach that, and it's gonna look a little clunky.
To look pretty. When it looks clunky, it looks like it hurts more.
On himself, on his knees.
Anyway, what are your thoughts for the ovation for the Almighty?
But he, good ovation. Lashley's over, maybe surprisingly so in the Chicago crowd. I will say I was watching this on my laptop, so I can't speak too much on like ovations and like crowd reception for a lot of the match. I did because I was watching the Warrior game. The Cody match did get the big screen treatment once the Warriors pulled out. Shout out. But yeah, the crowd, they seemed behind Lashley. The ovation afterwards when he just kind of ran around with the title was interesting. I think someone said like the referee told him to do that or, celebrate extra after the match. So with Drew challenging Roman at the Castle show, we still have Money in the Bank.
Do we even know if that's for a fact?
I mean, it has to be true because he challenged him. You can't just ignore the big D.
I mean, we're talking Denver, Detroit, Dallas, Denton,
Dublin,
Ireland or California?
California, the real Dublin.
Oh, gee, yo.
Sorry to all our Irish listeners out there.
Like you can't. I'm local at an Irish pub. I'm gonna walk in there. People are gonna be like, "What the hell is your co-host talking about?" I'm like, yo, dude, I don't know.
So now Canada and Ireland hates me.
See, I'm still working on the Canadians. It's been a few years, but I'm still working on them for you.
I'm collecting countries like Infinity Stones.
Because when we run a show in Canada, you have to be there.
I know, and I'm just gonna destroy everybody.
Let's not do that. Let's because they booed Bailey. Are you really still upset about this?
I'm still holding grudges, even though I vaguely remember why I was even angry in the first place. Because I just know I'm just past the point of knowing why. I'm just angry because I'm angry.
It was like the week after Bailey, This Is Your Life, and like that shit was terrible. So it just carried on to the next week. But then the next time they went to Canada, they loved her, so it's okay now.
Once again, I'm just angry because I'm angry now. I don't even know why.
All right,
that's just what I do.
What was how long was this handicap match?
8:25, and as you said, Cedric Alexander gets involved. We had a little backstage segment later where earlier where MVP was like, "Look, Cedric, no more hurt business. We're done." And then he gets involved, and now Bobby and Cedric are kind of a thing now. Who knows what the hell's going on with Shelton? But
ain't no stopping me now. You can't rob a man. Can he go back to being the gold standard though? Those were great times. Can he grow the hair back? I feel like he can.
In your advanced age, I don't think you can just guarantee hair growth.
Like, bro, like Triple H cut off his locks when he had a beautiful head of hair. Like, I'm sure Hunter can grow that back.
Hopefully, shout out.
I mean, Edge is still growing long hair, even though he cut it.
I know you saw Mia Yim the other day. Shout out Mia Yim. I love the running bit where she just makes fun of Shelton Benjamin all the time on Twitter. It's hilarious.
Yes. Shout out Mia Yim. Didn't get a chance to talk to her, but great talent.
Great talent. Moving on, we get Kevin Owens and Ezekiel. This was no chicanery, just a straightforward 9-minute, 20-second match. And Kevin Owens gets the win, surprising finish. To me, this was the only one I got wrong. I thought maybe, Ezekiel gets the win, still continuing on to agitate KO, but no. Kevin Owens gets the win. I don't know if this has to do with Cody's injury and maybe they saw something, this also probably speaks to Ezekiel, where WWE realizes, like, look, I don't know how much longer we can really get out of this character. Kevin Owens, yeah, he hasn't been protected. It hasn't been up to his fullest potential, but he's still super talented, and they recognize they can use him if they need to. So I guess they're like, might as well just give the win to Kevin Owens, and Ezekiel, you're just gonna do your thing, and you're not gonna win much, I guess.
Okay. All right. I mean, I saw like the last like maybe minute and a half of this, honestly.
Yeah, the match itself was nothing special. It probably also speaks to Ezekiel that he couldn't have like a really good match with Kevin Owens, even though this match wasn't supposed to be a show stealer by any means. But I still would expect them to continue this with Kevin Owens trying, celebrating or trying to do something today on Raw, and maybe Ezekiel or like I thought we were going to get something like Elias, and it's going to just throw Kevin Owens for a loop. We still haven't got a payoff for this thing, and I assume this is like Ezekiel's not going to move on to somebody else, and they're going to accuse him of being Elias. So I don't know what you
Elias
really do.
Is going to come back, and then him and Ezekiel are going to win the tag team championships.
Yes. It's going to be a fake Elias. It's going to be Luke Gallows with a full beard and hair. Yes. That's a fake Kane reference.
I know, but what?
Not all my references are good. Okay, moving on. Six-person mixed tag team match. The Judgment Day, Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley. Shout out Rhea Ripley. She broke the internet with her attire because apparently her pants didn't come in time. They took on AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Liv Morgan. And
why did she break the internet?
Because people be thirsty on the internet.
Look, you're doing a new character. You got to change up the look. She kind of paid tribute to Lita with the whole top get up, and Liv paid tribute to Trish with her get up. How long was this match?
It says 16 minutes on the dot. Edge gets the win by spearing Finn Balor. AJ got busted open pretty bad. Couldn't exactly tell where it happened because AJ kind of went off and either got taken care of or just got ignored. So hopefully AJ is fine. Finn eats the loss. Edge gets the win. The match was okay. I do feel like, mixed tag matches are always kind of clunky, especially when the women get involved, because it's like, oh, the woman gets tagged in, or the woman tags out to the man, and then how does the other team know which person's legal because there's two of them? And that's just my brain trying to comprehend.
Whichever one of them gets in there first, bro.
Okay, I guess. Where's the rule book? I need the official ruling.
That's the official ruling.
I need to talk to the Illinois State Athletic Commission.
The rule book's actually in Stanford.
Oh, so the official rule book is in WWE's handle, but every 50 states acknowledge that.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Because sometimes
they're the number one game.
Because sometimes, like in MMA, sometimes there's like different rules, not exactly completely different rules, but there's like little change ups that could happen.
I guess. I need Tronic here so we can sing Edge's theme song.
One of these days. What? I know he's on paternity leave. Do we have an estimated time for when the champion will return? He's like Roman Reigns right now. He don't mess around with these B pay-per-views. Hell in a Cell.
Well, then I mean, our 280th episode is next week. I would hope the champion comes back for that.
No promises.
No promises.
But Philip, what did you think of this mixed 6-person tag match?
It's tight. It's tight. AJ finally hits the phenomenal forearm on Edge. Damian Priest, being Priest-like. Finn Balor kicking dudes and sling blading dudes and eating a nasty spear from the Rated R superstar. Rhea Ripley playing her role to a T. Liv Morgan hopping on her back and trying to choke a hat. All the stuff was nice.
Yeah, the match was fine. The babyface team really didn't have too much chemistry. Now, Judgment Day, on the other hand, I thought they worked very, very well together. As much as I've been down on the Edge character and just kind of Judgment Day as a whole. In ring wise, I think they worked very well together. But Yeah, I mean, they get the win. I don't know what this means next. I know a lot of people speculate maybe Finn's going to turn, not exactly join Judgment Day, but turns on AJ and they can run and do something there. I do think, once again, with Cody's injury, I think AJ Styles elevating because now he's like the second baby face. Like, if you have Lashley, AJ, there's really nobody else kind of after that. There's a little bit of a drop off, I would say. So they need AJ to step up right now in the next six months with Cody out. Yeah, moving on. We get the no holds barred match, the one SmackDown match of the show. No Pat McAfee because he ain't showing up just to call one match. That would be Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin, no holds barred. Yeah, he just put over Michael Cole 25 years and only 2 weeks off. Pat McAfee already taken a week off or a day off. Madcap Moss gets the win, 12:05. Yeah, I mean, what you would expect. Madcap, new look, new gimmick, kind of. Wardlow? Yeah, well, I mean, he has the biker shorts. He doesn't have the singlet.
Bro, when I saw that pic of him coming out that thing, I was like, is that Wardlow? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, when I looked, I'm like, oh, that's Madcap Moss. He's Madcap Moss. This would you say this had more heat than the MJF Wardlow one? Because I mean, similar storylines. I feel like the former employer, which is Corbin, I feel like he was more aggressive with the beating.
Well, the match itself, those were two completely different matches. Wardlow pretty much squashed MJF, while this was more of a even back and forth match with Madcap getting the definitive exclamation point win at the end.
The fall away slam on the steel steps. I was like, and then he tried to decapitate Happy Corbin.
Yeah, he did the gimmick at the end where he wrapped his neck with the chair and then bam with the steel steps, and Corbin gets stretchered out. So I might not be seeing Corbin for next couple weeks. You know, Madcap.
What's he going to be now? I mean, he was a constable. He was sad. He was a king. He's happy.
Voiceless Corbin.
Can he just go back to being the lone wolf? And
he's just going to be a mime now because he lost his voice.
Can he go back to when he was beating dudes in like 30 seconds?
I don't think we need to be going back to those days.
Why not? Were you not a fan of the lone wolf?
I will say, back in the NXT days, I think I was a little bit higher on Baron Corbin than I should have been. But I think the jury's out on Baron Corbin. I think
like he's so much better in ring now, obviously, than back then. Come on, man. Let's get Corbin. Let's get him a nice little run. You know, he should beat Ricochet for the IC title, not Gunther. Yep.
Bam. Hot takes and pooty cakes. What do you think of? I know you kind of equated him to Wardlow, but what do you think of Madcap Moss's new look, new demeanor? I think they need to get rid of the punchline as the name of his finisher. But I mean, it's different.
It is what it is, bro.
He had good intensity. The crowd was kind of behind him, but I think it's almost like the Wardlow thing where he's going up against Corbin. People hate Corbin so much that I think anyone who's just going to beat him down is going to get over.
No, people like Baron.
I think you like Baron.
People like
might be in the minority there.
People like Baron Corbin. They do.
Then the penultimate match and the final match we'll talk about is Theory defending his United States Championship against Mustafa Ali.
This was good.
This was Ali in his hometown of Chicago, Illinois. No Punk reception, but they gave him a good little response. Ali had a Shy Ali on his t-shirt, and the announcers really didn't play it up, I think, as much as they should have. And they had a decent little match, 10 minutes, 25 seconds. I thought this was going to be a litmus test for Theory because Ali is super talented. He can go. Theory's had his moments, especially like over and Evolve. He's had some sort of, he has the indie experience, but he hasn't really had that place to show on NXT or on the main roster. And I mean, I thought the match was good. Did kind of end abruptly with Theory getting the win. I know It's a wrestler in their hometown. They're probably going to lose. But I was a little disappointed that Ali didn't get like the shine, maybe more shine in Chicago. And I think we're just kind of back to square one with him. And I think this just shows that the whole bringing him back was just to maybe not placate him, but just to, burn some time off his contract, feed him to Theory. And I think Ali's gone whenever his contract's up.
Nah. I mean, he had a nice showing in this. That DDT spot he did, I was like, oh man, that's tight. And I mean, hey, when he went up for that 450, the crowd rose up. They thought it was going to happen. They thought the boyhood dream was going to come true for Mustafa Ali, but it did not.
Yeah, I mean that's also kind of the reason I wanted him to win, or at least make it competitive, or God forbid like a crappy finish, just so we can get kind of more matches out of them. Because I think Ali and Theory could, like, if they were paired up and like did something for a long time, I think they could have like a lot of really good matches. Because I mean, I know he was kind of buried in the cruiserweight division, but people forget like how good Ali's matches used to be. Like him and Buddy Murphy back in the day on 205 Live.
Cedric, him and Arya Davari even had a nice one, bro. Like Ali was that dude.
Yeah, so now with seemingly Ali done, Ciampa was kind of in this feud, kind of. So
was he
I don't
chomping
know
at the bit?
Maybe. So I don't know if like Ciampa and Ali are going to go at it, which once again that would be really good in ring wise. But
12 minutes, yeah.
I just don't see them giving him the time or place to do anything really good. But United States Championship wise, trying to once again, like we talked about how thin the babyface roster is right now on Raw. I don't know what you do with Ali unless you're gonna, I don't even know, bring someone up from NXT.
Running back on Raw. Ali gets it, and then he drops it to him at Money in the Bank. Do we set up Cena versus Theory for SummerSlam?
Because Theory is John Cena's favorite current WWE superstar.
Yes.
But that is it, Philip, unless you have any other news and notes you would like to bring up on the show.
No, that's it. Overall grade for WWE Hell in a Cell 2022.
So both of us gave NXT a B-. Yep. I would say this show is slightly better. I would probably give it a B. It's just the typical WWE premium live events where the build not very good, but then when they come to the matches deliver. Women's three-way was best match by a mile. Cody Seth was special for a bunch of different reasons. And then everything else was just kind of there. So it was pretty much a 2-match show. Got in, got out in 3 hours. Decent little show, so I'll give it a B.
All right, same here. I'll give it a B. Give Cody an A for effort. It was fantastic. All right, that is going to do it for us. We will be back on Thursday. Will Brian Tronic be back with us? We don't know. Also, we're going to promote a lot of the stuff going on this coming weekend in the Bay Area. Stay clean, stay strong, stay safe. Diamonds are forever. So is the Microphone Messiah.